Alright, good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about each and every unique upgrade that's available to buy in the Research Bureau in the Armory. Of course, I'm going to start by talking about the unique upgrades I actually own first, because I, of course, can talk about them a bit more. And then we'll talk about the ones I don't own, but some of them I've actually gotten to play on my press account, but they're not on my main account because I chose not to get them. But anyway, so this should be uploaded soon. I'm sorry I didn't upload for a bit, but we're here talking about the unique upgrades. And if you want to skip to a specific unique upgrade that you want to just look at, just it's gonna be chaptered in the video. You can just skip. You can go in the description and click which one you want to see. I'll try chapter them for you, every single one, so you can just click the one you want to look at. But apart from that, let's start by talking about these unique upgrades, the ones I own, and then we'll talk about the ones I don't own. But yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And again, I apologize for not posting too much. I'm gonna try get another video out by tomorrow or the day after. So anyway, so let's look at the Midway here. So the Midway's one is basically, it goes into slot 6, and it increases your cruising speed of bombers by 10%, and it also increases your damage caused by 10%. Now, I don't play carriers so much, but I know when I did used to play the Midway, because I did play it quite a fair amount ages ago. Please don't be mad at me. Ages ago, I did used to use the unique upgrade for it, because this unique upgrade is actually pretty good for the Midway. Alright, so that's all I can really talk about that one. But let's start with Grozovoi, second one here. So this one, you get main battery reload time 18%. Torpedo tube reload time, it nerfs it, so this is a buff to the guns, but a nerf to the torps 20%, and main battery traverse speed minus 7%. But that's pretty much irrelevant. So the biggest thing is your main battery reload time is buffed by around 6% of the normal reload mode. This unique upgrade, I made a Grozovoi video recently. I talked about this, how I use it. It's good. This one is really good. It replaces the reload mod and is really good. I definitely recommend the Grozovoi one if you have Grozovoi. Remember, I got these ones not from the Research Bureau back then. How we used to be able to obtain unique upgrades was through missions, but now you have to get them through Research Bureau, which kind of sucks, to be honest, for most people, but here we are. The third one here is the Khabarovsk unique upgrade, slot 5. This replaces your concealment or rudder shift mod. So main battery firing range plus 10%. It gives you better gun range, since Kaba can't mount range mod normally. This gives you better gun range. It also gives you a plus 6% or a better 6% better reload time on normal Kaba guns with reload mod. Plus, the issue is here with this one is your consumable action time is minus 20%, so you're going to get either shorter heals, shorter smoke screens, or shorter speed boosts. Well, and shorter speed boosts if you take this one. So I think this one is wonderful. It's really important, I think, to play the Khabarovsk if you want to play it like in an easy way. Definitely a recommendation on this one. Just remember that your ship is going to be really sluggish instead. For Moskva here, so we get better gun range, 8%. Normally, I would take the reload mod for Moskva, but this is quite interesting just because of the 8% firing range. So you get, I believe, half the range or something of normal range mod. But you also get shell dispersion 7%. So this actually makes Moskva dispersion really good. When I make a Moskva video, I will be talking about this in the future, but this is pretty good. It does nerf your turret traverse by 20%. But turret traverse is also nerfed, I believe, with reload mode. Anyway, so let's move over to Worcester. This one's quite interesting, actually. I didn't use it, as you saw in my recent Worcester video, if you saw it. I didn't actually use the unique upgrade. But this one's actually really interesting. It +1 on consumable, you get an extra consumable. So you don't need to take Superintendent on your build. Instead, you get 3 extra points for free. And most importantly here is preparation and reload time of ship consumables. Reload time of ship consumables minus 20%. So you get 20% quicker cooldown on your Worcester, like radar and hydro and DFA and heal and damage con. So that's actually really good just for that alone. But you are trading reload mod with this. But like I said, it's still good. I think it's actually pretty good. I don't think I would get it with the Research Bureau, but it's not bad. Also, you have the priority sector AA 20% quicker. The Moines Legendary, I personally don't really like it too much anymore. Originally, it used to be giga broken. It was insane. Not that it's like bad now, but I'd rather take reload mode or range mode now, you know. So I explained this fully in my Des Moines video, but time taken to reach power when accelerating, it's 50% reduction. It really doesn't feel like it though, because it's 50% I think till like 20 knots, and then from 20 knots till full, it's like normal acceleration or something. Rudder shift time's also buffed, which is nice, and that replaces the reload mod. So like I said, I would probably take reload mod or range instead of that myself, but definitely not a bad thing if you do run it. For Henry IV, ship detection 10%. So it makes your detection worse on Henry. Okay, that's a bad thing. Of course it is. But your main battery firing range goes up by 8%. So you get more range and you get better reload. And this doesn't go in the reload mod slot. This goes in the concealment slot, slot 5, as you can see. Which means you get quicker reload and more gun range at the same time for a trade-off of concealment. And I think it's really good. This one is wonderful. It makes Henry amazing. Hopefully I can make a Henry video talking about this soon. But the one for Henry is pretty interesting. The Hindenburg one, main battery repair time 50%. So that means like if your main battery gets incapped, it lasts 20 seconds. Normally it'll last 10 seconds, for example. Rudder shift time, minus 20%. You get a 20% quicker rudder. A fire extinguishing time, minus 40%. So if you get 30-second fires, it'll go down to like 17 or 18 or something. And then flooding recovery time, minus 70%. That again, let's say you have a 30-second flood, it'll go down to like 10 seconds. So, and that's in slot 5, that's instead of concealment. So you are trading concealment for that one. I do own that one, as all of these. And I think it's okay. I've seen people run it. I've ran it at some point to try it. I think it's workable. You can. It's just your concealment is going to be really bad. You have to deal with that. I personally don't use it normally. Okay, for the Zhao, this one was really good back in the day, but they nerfed it. How did they nerf it? Well, before, it used to give you rudder shift also. Now it doesn't. So improves the ship's performance in open water. Not really. It doesn't anymore. So this is actually incorrect. So the upgrade is available in slot 6, right? So it's in reload mode. This is actually completely incorrect. It improves the ship's performance in open waters. It used to be, because back in the day it buffed your rudder shift. So you could get better open water ability with the Zhao. Now they removed it a while ago, obviously. But now all you get is maximum shell dispersion 7%. And main battery firing range 8%. So you get 7% better dispersion and 8% better range. I think this is totally workable. I think the dispersion upgrade is really cool, and you get some range. But again, the removal of the rudder shift made it really sad for me, so I don't really like it too much. This one, elite damage control teams, is for Montana slot 5 instead of concealment. So you do get worse concealment, I believe. You get rudder shift time buff 30%. Steering gears repair time, so if your steering gears are broken, you get 70% quicker repair time on those, so they will last 70% less in capped. Fire extinguishing time, minus 10%, and flooding recovery time, 10%. So this is pretty good if you want to tank a bit more in Montana, but remember, you are losing concealment for it. I personally don't use it, I'd rather use concealment, but, you know, if you want to use it, that's good. Yamato, 7% better dispersion, and then I believe this is actually... might be better or worse. I'm not sure. Minus 30%. It might be better. Tire traverse. No, it's worse. It's worse tire traverse. It makes your tire traverse 13% worse. But maximum main battery dispersion makes it better by 7%. What this is it just makes your Yamato guns 7% more accurate. I personally use this. Some people I talk to use reload mod now, but a lot of people I talk to still use the legendary mod. It's still really good. I definitely like it. It makes the guns more consistent, so that's really nice. For Republic here, 18% reduction in reload, which means you get I think it's like a 6% better reload than reload mode, 6%. So for 6% better reload, you're trading 24% of your gun range. Republic stock gets 26 kilometer gun range, let's say. With this on, it gets like 19. So for like 1 second better reload or 2 seconds maximum. No, I think it's 1.3 second better reload. I mean, I don't think it's worth it. I definitely use reload mode on Republic. I think it's just fine. Next is Conqueror. For Conqueror, we have improved ship's maneuverability. Slot 5, this is really good. I use it personally. It's really, really good. I like it. And why? Rudder shift time 40% buff. It makes it a thunder in terms of maneuverability. Steering gear repair time 80%. That's not really the important factor of it. But there's this one, the top one, rudder shift time 40% reduction, which makes your rudder shift 40% quicker. And then you have main battery traverse speed plus 13%, which makes your main battery traverse speed faster. So you get faster traverse speed on your guns and better rudder shift. So it makes it more comfortable to play. I definitely recommend the Conqueror one. Let's go up here and talk about these. So Audacious is one. It reduces ship detection by 15%. This is in slot 6. Rudder shift time by 30%. It reduces it. Squadron engine boost duration gives you better engine boost. And time taken to reach full engine power and accelerating minus 50%. So that's basically like a propulsion mode on a carrier. That's really it. I don't really know what to say about the Audacious one because I don't play carriers, but there you go. If anyone would like to tell us about the carrier ones in the comments, I would greatly appreciate it. So for Daring, improves the ship's torpedo armament capabilities. This is in slot 5 instead of concealment, so you're trading concealment for torpedo reload time 10% and torpedo damage 15%. It's interesting. I played it on my press account. I wouldn't recommend it obviously because I still value concealment more on the Daring than I do that. But, you know, I'm sure there's people that would like to play that. Now for Hakuryu, slot 6, again, don't really sure what to say except for maximum squadron speed plus 15%, squadron engine boost duration minus 20%. So the engine boost lasts longer, but the speed is 15% faster overall. So I guess it's trade-off, I don't know. Harugumo, this one gives you extra smoke. This is very much used in COTS by a lot of teams and stuff. So number of consumables increased by 1 for like smoke and TRB, right? But mostly it's for the smoke. And then your smoke generator consumable action time plus 100%. So your action time is doubled, right? I'm not sure what the actual time is when it's doubled. But your dispersion time is also plus 30%. So yeah, so they last longer. And the consumable action time is longer. And you get an extra smoke. It's basically like a full smoke build Harugumo. It goes in slot 5 instead of concealment. So I'm sure a lot of people would want to use that one in like comp and stuff. And I know people do because we've watched and I've played in comp and stuff. A lot of people like to use the Harugumo with legendary mode. Next one is Kleber. I think this one is garbage. Before I get into this one is absolutely garbage. I think it goes into slot 6. Ship detection range 20% buffs. It buffs your ship detection down to 6.3 kilometer detection. This goes in slot 6 instead of reload mode. But as you can see, it's the worst trade-off in human history. It makes your main battery reload time plus 80%. It gives you basically a Henri IV reload on your Kleber guns. So, I mean, you can play it like a torp boat, sure, but, I mean, the guns on Kleber are wonderful, guys. I mean, I've made a Kleber how I play, and I showed you how I play it. Guns only. It's really, well, not guns only, but guns for the most part, and then you can use the torps whenever you want, but I just don't think you need a legendary mode for that anyway. Automated main battery loading mechanism for Kremlin, slot 6. It gives you a quicker reload time, nerfs your gun range though. I believe, yes, it nerfs your gun range, gives you a 6% quicker reload, and it removes 1 of your consumables, so 1 of your heal and 1 of your DCP, because Kremlin has limited DCP, remember? So you get 1 less DCP and 1 less heal, and 12% less gun range for 6% reload. Is it really worth it? I don't think so. Yueyang one, this one's actually really interesting. Surveillance radar consumable action time 20% buff. This goes into slot 5 instead of concealment. I've played this one quite extensively on my press account. 20% action time on radar. If you're playing radar Yueyang, this one's really good. It also buffs your main gun reload 15% over the 12% you're taking on reload mod if you are using reload mod. This one's really good. And your smoke dispersion time is plus 20%. I personally think this one's really, really fun to play. I don't have it on my main, but it's fun. Sure, some people would not like it just because it's a Yueyang, but it can be really fun with radar and stuff. Of course, it's not as good as Smalland or Ragnar, but it can be pretty fun with the torps too. So for gearing here, improved hull concealment. Ship detection ranges goes into slot 5, 15%. So it gives you better detection than you normally have. So this goes from 5.9 to 5.6. You get Shima detection, but you are nerfing your main gun reload, opposite of Yueyang, by 15%. And you're nerfing your torpedo tube reload time by 5%. I've seen a lot of people play this one in comp as well, because it gives you the better concealment for gearing. But for randoms, for the most part, I do not recommend running this one. I don't think it's really necessary for randoms. Shima, this goes into slot 6. Improve the ship torpedo armament capabilities at long range. So torpedo tubes traverse speed 70% reduction. So it's basically like a nerf to your torpedo traverse speed. So it becomes really slow traverse speed on your Shima. So if you like turning around in Shima and stuff, expect your torps to not be catching up all the time. Torpedo tube reload time, minus 25%, so you get an additional buff for your torp reload time. And then your risk of torpedo tubes becoming incapped by 50%, so increase. So basically, in short, the traverse speed is bad, the torpedo tube reload time is buffed, but then risk of torp tubes becoming incapped is nerfed by a lot, 50%. So you're probably going to get incapped torps if you get splitted. Next is Z52s. Ship's detection range, minus 5%. This goes into slot 5, so your concealment is reduced overall. Torpedo tube reload time, 15% buff. And then your detection by sea, I think that's buff. So it's like a torp build Z, but I really like, I think, Z52 for like guns now because of the pen and stuff. Hopefully I can make a video on it soon, but I don't really recommend this one at all for Z52. At all. For Minotaur, this one's a smoke focused one, I believe. So ship's detection range minus 5%, so it does nerf your concealment by a bit. Preparation and reload time of ship's consumables minus 10%, so you get quicker reload time on your smoke or heal or hydro or DCP. Smoke generator consumable action time plus 150%, so you get insanely long smoke screen action time. So that's laying time, so the time you're like puffing, like every, the smoke comes out of your ship, basically. It gets buffed by 150%, so that's more than double, right? Smoke screen dispersion time, minus 15%. So it does disperse a bit quicker, but the laying time is huge. You can get a huge smoke. It reminds me of the Harugumo legendary mode, but for Minotaur almost. And then the last one we have here is the GK one. I've played this one quite a bit in dirigibles, on my press account, but I don't really recommend getting it. I don't think you need this one. Main battery firing range, minus 8%. Main battery reload time, minus 10%. So this is not as good as reload mode. And this is, it reduces your gun range to like 19 or 18.9. Secondary battery reload time, minus 15%. So it does buff your secondary battery reload time. But then again, I still think reload mod is better than this, to be honest. Or range mod, but I think reload mod is better than this, so you don't need to get that. And that's every single unique upgrade discussed basically in the game in Research Bureau, currently available. There you go, guys. This was actually a really short summary video, but I hope you enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, do please leave a like or a comment. And if you have any questions on a legendary mode, just leave them in the comments. I'll try my best to just talk about it, or I'm sure someone else could reply in the comments for us. But yes, I'll see you tomorrow, guys, or the day after. Big fan, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Big fan, guys.